being a co-host on Fusion has its benefits, and today is one of those benefits. I'm at Produce Row, and I'm with the owner, Alan Davis, and today we're talking about beer and whiskey. Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here.
So I've heard a little bit about, chasing and, beer back, etc., but you guys are doing a different pairing. But so how did the whole pairing of beer and whiskey start?
Pairings came about a year and a half ago. I'd say I was just paying attention to the trends, the drinking trends of our customers. We've always been known as a beer establishment, and I noticed that a lot of our customers who were ordering beers were ordering whiskey backs, and vice versa as well. A lot of customers who'd order whiskeys would order beer backs, and it just made sense to me that I noticed it so much that figured we should put a little time and effort into putting together a list of beers and whiskeys that really worked well together.
And when they were doing that, they might drink a good beer, but not necessarily a quality whiskey or vice versa. So what you're doing...
Absolutely.
You're pairing quality with quality.
Absolutely. On different levels, everyone's palates are very different. It's a very subjective process. So we kind of went about it trying to figure out how we could put a pair together, that would likely appease to the masses across the board. So we have the full spectrum of very easy drinking pairs and some that are a little more complex. And that goes respectively with there are beers that are quite simple and then those that are very complex, and the same goes for whiskeys.
Right. So you can pair for similar flavors or contrasting flavors.
Exactly, and that's pretty much what we've done with the pairing list. We've got 7 pairs on the list right now, and a few of them are just very easy to drink because they complement it's not so much that they complement each other as much as they're very similar.
Okay.
Whereas others contrast a lot but do complement each other well.
Okay.
So you may not think that the flavors would work well together, but they do.
Right. So what do we have first?
So in front of you here we have the Schooner, which is the Full Sail LTD 3, which is it's a lager.
Okay.
And we've got the 40 Creek Barrel Select whiskey, which is a Canadian blended whiskey.
Okay. So how do I try it? What's the order?
Depends who you ask. Beer people will tell you taste the beer first. Whiskey people will tell you taste the whiskey first.
Okay, well I'm the beer guy, so I'm going to try that first. Like that?
So yeah, this pair, the Full Sail LTD is a very crisp lager. They have 3 different LTDs throughout the year. This is their summer LTD. Very crisp, easy to drink, smooth. 40 Creek is distilled in Ontario, and the distiller was a winemaker. So he goes about making his whiskey in a similar process how he made wines. Both very, very smooth. I'd say this definitely falls on the spectrum of both very easy to drink by themselves, together. It's kind of a no-brainer, and it works.
So what's our next pairing?
Our next pairing here is the Pale Rider. We've got Blanton single barrel bourbon. Okay. And we've got Terminal Gravity IPA. Okay. This definitely would be a more complex pairing, as the TG IPA is definitely a bolder, hoppier, yet malty beer. Blanton's is definitely on the spectrum of a complex bourbon. Okay. That's a bit spicy on the back. The two work very well together, but they're very different flavors.
So while I'm doing this pairing, tell us a little bit about Produce Row. I understand you've been doing some remodeling. You have a new patio?
Yes. So Produce Row's been around since 1974. It was one of Portland's first establishments to offer various craft beers. So it's got a rich history in the Portland beer world. It's undergone a couple different renovations. We just underwent the second, and we were closed for a couple months. Rebuilt the patio to try and get a little more covered, heated space so we can cater to people year-round.
It's a nice patio, and you've really created some nice ambiance inside.
Yeah, the interior as well. We've really reinvented the space as to accommodate different people's varying needs. So what do you think? Which suits you better?
I thought that I would like having the beer first, but actually having the beer second, it smoothed it out, I thought, a little bit. but it was really good both ways.
Did one of the two pairs sort of suit your taste better than the
I
other?
like this one a little bit better. This one was more aggressive. I just felt this was a lot smoother. I think it's a great opportunity to try something like this. I've never seen it anywhere else, other than, like you said, maybe dropping the shot glass in the beer. This is a little bit more sophisticated. So I appreciate you sharing with us, and I'd recommend people come on down if they'd like to have a beer and whiskey pairing. And cheers.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thank you.